I feel like this space in particular and sacred spaces in general, it's really important to respect them. Ultimately, the land is our home. We only have one of her, you know, we gotta take care of her.
Wakan Tipi means something sacred lives here.
There was many uses for this site, you know, from ceremonial to something as important as, you know, childbirth.
It was a sacred cave for ceremonies. We should have a say because in our culture, our earth is like the biggest thing we have.
Right here, this is Dakota territory. This is where my people thrived at one point.
The land was what colonizers wanted. They knew they needed to disconnect us from our knowledge of these spaces.
Dakota people have been removed from this area. We haven't been able to speak for these sacred sites.
This site was a city dump for about 20 years, and before that, it was a rail yard and a brewery, an oil refinery.
We implemented what's called a cultural resource study in cooperation with a variety of partners, Wakan Tipi, the Metropolitan Council, other government agencies. This is a bit of a unique pathway for us. This doesn't happen all the time where we're repurposing the entirety of a space. So that blueprint isn't really there.
Changed its name to Wakan Tipi Awanyankapi, which means they watch over Wakan Tipi. And our entire effort is focused on restoration of the site, cultural connection, and looking for healing in this space that has been so dilapidated over the years due to colonization.
We're looking at potential land use agreements, management agreements for maintenance of certain spaces, how the space will function once the Wakan Tipi Center is built.
No matter where a non-native is in a space, there are Indigenous people there, and for non-native people to recognize that and provide accessibility to those Indigenous people that are from where you're standing is incredibly important.
If I didn't get into this program, I don't think I would have got back connected with like the earth.
When you're like in the really big bustle of city or the town and surrounded by a bunch of people, sometimes you kind of need that break.
I've been coming down here for a really long time, since I was probably like 11 or 12 or something. This was a place to just come down here, kind of reconnect and rejuvenate myself.
This brings really good energy. Coming here in the morning, it's really peaceful and it lets you like really get to know yourself.
Ever since I was little, I've been like that girl that's like, you know, always in the trees and the bushes.
Plants are really healing, and to have these green spaces and to have this place where you can connect with the land, it's a really powerful feeling.
Being able to be here, it just makes me really happy because I love to see how everything can grow on its own. And I'm just really glad that we're getting it back since all the stuff that's been built around it.
Everything that we need is here, you know. If you're sick, there's something that's here to help you with that.
We used to tend to this land, and we used to be building relationships with the plants.
%90 of Dakota people don't even live in Minnesota. Only 10% have remained here. Disconnecting us from our sacred sites disconnected us from our entire culture, our entire language, our entire kinship systems.
The Creator put us here, and He put everything that we need here for us to survive and live. And it's really important that we're able to connect with these plants and the things that we need.
Accessibility to the river was incredibly important to Dakota people. But because the railroad is right there, you can't even see the river from here. That connection with canoes, ricing, and maple sugaring, those are things that were also lost. We also have the airplanes that fly over, which can definitely lead to heavy metal toxins leaching on this area. So while a lot of work has been done, there's still a lot that needs to be done, for sure.
I definitely feel a responsibility to defend this place because this was what all of us were all about, like all us Indigenous people. We wanted to protect this land and our plants. It's almost like you're trying to protect your children even though they're older than you. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's protecting your family because they are our relatives and they're our family.
It is really what land back means. Speaking for the land and making sure that it's represented in the best way possible.
People get really scared of land back. When you look at land back as an absolute necessity and a radical change in mindset, because we need to have access to our culture and our language and our belief system, we need to start talking about how we make policy from an Indigenous worldview, that we don't see ourselves as above anything in nature. Society needs to start making decisions based on that. That's what people mean when they say land back.
This has definitely been an educational experience for everybody in terms of how we approach projects in the future.
The core of Wótakuye is actually all my relations, meaning all living things, land, air, water, all creatures. We need to rebuild that kinship that we've had with all the elements of the earth.
The world would be really good. I feel like it'd be really healthy, way more green. The air quality would be better. I think everything overall would be really, really good if our youth were more encouraged to get into these programs.
The purple prairie clover, it has those really thin leaves on it. Go from the base of where the seeds start, and you see they start kind of falling apart here. Just put them in your little envelope. If you have any questions, just let me know.
It's important to respect all land in general because, this is our mother. She is the mother.
The tribes should absolutely have a say in what happens here, and we look to be the facilitators of that.
We have to learn how to take care of these people and these plants. Hopefully it'll build even more community between everyone because everyone is here and everyone needs to protect this land.